Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Letty. As y'all know, if y'all have been here for a while, anytime I do anything that's heavy, like killer shit or euphoria, which is heavy, I like to take a break and do something fun so I can laugh, keep my morale up. So without any further ado, today's movie, Napoleon Dynamite, certified platinum in my household. Let's go ahead and get into it. The movie starts off with Napoleon getting on the bus. Ain't he too old to be on this bus? Like, was you held back a couple times? Anyway, he gets to the back of the bus and this little boy said, "What are you gonna do today, Napoleon?" "Whatever I feel like, gosh." This man proceeds to hang a daggum action figure out the window and let it slide on the ground as the bus is going. Like, you can't make this up. Napoleon in the locker room with the Chads, that's what I call them. I have no idea what their names are, but they're like, "Hey Napoleon, what'd you do all last summer?" He said, "I already told you. I went with my uncle to Alaska to hunt wolverines." It was like, "Well, what kind of gun did you use?" "A freaking 12 gauge. Duh." Now he go outside the classroom and some boy, a bully, got him in the chokehold. Then he go to the nurse and he like, "Can I use your guys' phone?" So he called his brother, and his brother is like, "Hello?" "Where's grandma?" Napoleon said, "Can you get grandma for me?" And the brother's like, "She's getting her hair done." And he was like, "Well, can you tell her to come get me?" And the brother's like, "Why? What's wrong?" Napoleon was like, "I don't feel good." The brother was like, "Well, have you talked to the school nurse?" Napoleon was like, "No, can you bring me my chapstick?" After Napoleon asked his brother to bring him some chapstick, his brother is like, "Just get some from the school nurse. I know she has like 5 sticks." Napoleon said, "Ugh, no, that's disgusting. I don't want chapstick from her." The brother hang up because he don't want to hear what Napoleon got to say. As Napoleon is leaving the office, he sees a new student who goes by the name Pedro. "Napoleon, will you show Pedro around the school?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." Napoleon telling Pedro that a gang want him to join because he good with locks. He like, "Do you ride the bus to school?" Pedro said, "No, I ride my bike." "What kind of bike do you have?" "It's a sledgehammer." Pedro and Napoleon built some bootleg ramps, and Pedro is going over with his bike, and Napoleon's like, "You got like 3 feet that time. Can I try?" Napoleon get his ass on his bike and try to go up this ramp, and Napoleon gets home. Kep is on the computer. Napoleon trying to drink some juice, and Grandma come out. Grandma looking a little butch. Now, Grandma said, "Look, I need you to see if Tina want this." Napoleon said, "Why can't Kep do it? He hasn't done anything all day." That's when Grandma said, "Listen, me and your auntie, we about to go out of town. We won't be back till tomorrow, so y'all gonna have to hold it down." Yeah, Grandma got a life too. Napoleon pissed off. He like, "Way to go, Kip. You ate all the chips." Kip said, "Napoleon, don't be jealous that I've been talking to babes all day. Plus, we both know that I've been trained to become a cage fighter." "Fighting in what cage, Kip? Baby, you as big as my pinky." Kip and Napoleon get into a slap fight. The doorbell ring, and Napoleon said, "I'll get it." Next thing you know, he slapped the hell out of Kip and go running towards the front door. Kip said, "Jeez." Now, this girl at the front door, I'm gonna call her Side Pony. I think her name Deb, but I can't really remember. Now, she at the front door, she's like, "Would you like to look like this?" Napoleon took that picture and said, "This is a girl." She was like, "Well, for 75% off, you can get your pictures taken by Deb." And he said, "I already get my hair cut at the Cutting Corral." She was like, "Well, would you like to buy some hand-woven trinkets?" Deb said, "Well, is anybody else here that I could sell this to? I'm trying to go to college." Kip from inside the house talking about "Your mom goes to college." This upsets Deb, and she takes off running, leaving Napoleon with her suitcase of trinkets that she made. Kip is making Napoleon go with him down to the Taekwondo place, so he need a ride, but not like the ride you thinking. Napoleon finna pull him all the way to the Taekwondo behind him on his bike. Look, That's all I have to say about this whole scene. Like, why are these people sitting here paying money for this? Clearly this man don't know what he's talking about. Now, after Napoleon and Kip return home, the farmer across the street from Napoleon is putting down a cow, and he puts down the cow at the same moment a school bus comes by. I'm sorry. Now, the next day, Napoleon is in class and they have to do like a dance to a song. Napoleon and Pedro are on the bleachers talking about who they're going to take to the dance, and that's whenever Pedro says he's going to take the most popular girl to the dance. Napoleon said, "How are you going to do that?" Pedro said, "I don't know. I'm going to like build her a cake or something." Here comes the most iconic line from Napoleon Dynamite. He asked Pedro, "You gonna eat your tots?" Pedro said, "No." He was like, "Can I have them?" Pedro was like, "Yes." And Napoleon stuffs his pocket full of tater tots. Napoleon does end up giving Deb back the things that she left at his house, and she gives him a little trinket as a gift. Napoleon is trying to find where to put it, and he don't have any holes, so he just sticks it in his pants. Remember Granny said she was going with their auntie and they was going to do some stuff and mind their own business? Well, Grandma ended up breaking some part of her body while riding dirt bikes in the desert, so she had to call Napoleon and them uncle so he can go watch them while Grandma recovers. The uncle in the middle of the field throwing the ball at a camera. I don't know. Napoleon in the classroom, and the bully that had him in the headlock earlier is like, "Hey Napoleon, let me get some of them tots." Napoleon said, "No, go find your own tots." He's like, "Come on, give me some of your tots." Napoleon ain't try to come up off them tots, so the bully kicked the tater tots that's in Napoleon's pocket and squishes them. Napoleon said, "Oh, gross." The uncle, as soon as he come in, he immediately make a steak. "Did you microwave this steak? Why it look like that?" Now, Kip said, "When's Grandma coming back?" And the uncle is like, "I don't know. Shit, I'm here now. I'm gonna watch y'all until she come home." The uncle shows them a video of him throwing the football, and Napoleon said, "This is the worst video ever made." I'm with you on that, Napoleon, because why we gotta watch this? Pedro is trying to really take this girl out to the dance, and he built her a cake like he said he would. He drops it off at her front porch and rings the doorbell and jets on the back of Napoleon's bike. The girl that Pedro wanted to take to the dance, her name is Summer. Now, she comes over and she's like, "Is Pedro here today?" And Napoleon's like, "No." Well, she's like, "Well, can you give this to him?" And Napoleon opens the note and it said no. Pedro finally comes back to school after being missing for I don't know how long. And Napoleon said, "Well, where you been?" Pedro said, "I got sick." And then, Napoleon tells him, "Hey, Summer said no." Pedro said, "What about that other girl?" Napoleon said, "Who?" He said, "That one that left that stuff on your porch." Napoleon said, "Oh, Deb?" He's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna ask her to go to the dance with me." Pedro does end up asking Deb to go to the dance with him, and she says yes, and that upsets Napoleon because he's like, "Well, who gonna go to the dance with me?" Pedro said, "Have you asked anybody yet?" Napoleon said, "No, I don't even have any good skills." They come to the conclusion that Napoleon can draw, and that's whenever Pedro says, "Draw a picture of the girl you want to take out and give it to her like a gift or something." The uncle out here scamming these people. I don't even know if I should even call it scamming. Maybe they just a little slow. But he's like, "If you sell these 24 bowls, you get this little mini boat that come with it. Y'all just want the boat? Just go buy a boat." Now he like, "Well, since you talking all this shit, why don't you just go ahead and try to tear this bowl up? Just try to rip it." The husband tries to tear the bowl and he can't. And the wife is so disgusted. Why the hell do you think that he would be able to tear that by hand? Girl. Kip out here trying to sell the bowl. And his dumb ass tell this lady that he could run over the bowl and it's not gonna break. So he start the van, roll over the bowl breaks. He don't even stay. He just drive off. That's right. Be ashamed of yourself. After Napoleon played Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo in the yearbook to try to find a date for this dance, he goes to this girl's house. Her name is Trisha. Her mama comes to the door and she's like, yes. And Napoleon's like, is Trisha here? She's like, no, she's at a friend's house. And he looked back and his Uncle Rico was back there on the couch trying to study these little ass bows. Now these bows do look kind of sturdy now. I might need a couple, Uncle. Now, he's like, well, can you just give this to her for me? And she's like, I certainly will. Kip and Napoleon is doing a little slap fight together, and the uncle comes in, and Napoleon is staring at the uncle. The uncle said, I really wish you wouldn't look at me like that, Napoleon. Napoleon said, I wish you would leave and get out of my life. I'm sorry, you was offended at him looking at you mouth breathing? I ain't gonna lie, I would be too, but damn, that's your nephew. Trisha finally get home and she opened this mail that Napoleon left, and it's like, there's more where this came from if you go to the dance with me. Yours truly, Napoleon. She flip it around and it's a drawing of her. Her mama come downstairs and say, you know you going to the dance with that boy. Trisha is disgusted. The uncle did tell Napoleon that he needed to get a job, so he goes to the farm, and here's the guy that put that cow down, and he said, these hens need to get moved, and after you do that, we'll have lunch. What the hell is going on? Y'all better be paying top dollar, because I'm not fighting with no hens and chickens for no quarters. They eat lunch and it's some sandwiches and eggs in a bowl, and is that a potato? Is that orange juice, or is that, well, he cracks the egg into the, are the eggs boiled? I don't know what's going on here. Why are there flies on the sandwiches? And why are you drinking out of this spoon and putting it back? Napoleon takes a sip of this mystery drink and almost throw up. Oh my goodness. Trisha mama makes her call Napoleon and tells him that she can go to the dance with him, and also to tell him thank you for that picture that he drew. It was really beautiful. Trisha is pissed off. At this point, mama, you trying to pimp me out for these bowls. Now the uncle know he wrong. He tell Napoleon that he'll drop him off at the dance after he go sell some bowls, and it's taking him forever and a day. And he's like, Napoleon, you just gonna have to wait. So Napoleon said, you gonna make me late for this dance, and I gotta go pick up Trisha. So he get to walking and he get picked up by the essays. They go pick up Trish. Hey, hell, a ride is a ride. It was very nice of them to do that, because I know they in California and I know it's hot as hell. Trish and Napoleon get to the dance, and Trish ends up going off with Summer and Chad, and when Napoleon comes back out of the bathroom, she gone. She said, I'm gonna come to the dance with you, but that don't mean I'm gonna stay, baby. It's okay, because Deb comes and dance with Napoleon, and I feel like that's who she really liked anyway. She was just coming with Pedro just because she needed a date to the dance. Pedro damn near have a breakdown because he had to come to school in his hoodie, and his hoodie is tied up, and Napoleon is confused on why it's tied up. Pedro gives us this story to where he was really hot and he was sweating, so he drank some cold water, and that didn't help. So he took a bath and he realized, damn, my hair is making me hot. So he shaved it all off, and he don't want nobody to see it. Napoleon, being the good friend that he is, calls up Deb, and they pull out a wig for Pedro, and she's like, this matches your season, Pedro. So now Pedro finna get a wig. They get to work putting up posters that says vote for Pedro because Pedro wanna be class president. Kip finally gets to meet his girlfriend LaFonda, and she is too much woman for you, Kip. Can you handle all of that? After Napoleon has been in his room practicing his dance moves, he comes out for some Gatorade and he see LaFonda. He said, who are you? LaFonda said, I'm LaFonda. He said, well, what you doing here? She said, I'm waiting on Kip. Okay, this is not Kip. This is Lil Kip. Okay, she done turned Kip from a daggum square to a circle, a oval, a hexagon. Oh my goodness. The debate for class president is occurring right now, and Summer has her little dance squad dancing. They have nothing on Mr. Napoleon Dynamite, because when he get on that stage, he get to cut it up. Now the audience may be laughing, but I was gagging. Go ahead, Napoleon, shake a tail feather. The crowd goes crazy because they fuck with Napoleon's dance. That was more energy than all 6 of them girls gave on that stage before Napoleon got up on there. We are finally at the end of the movie. Grandma finally came home. Tina missed the hell out of her. Tina is the llama outside, okay? I don't know if we got into that. Uncle Rico is back in the field with his clothesline and his videotape with a broken arm. Pedro is at like a party at the park and there's a piñata and he's very, very happy with his wig. Deb ends up meeting Napoleon at the park and he's like, I caught you a delicious bass. You want to play me? And she agrees to play tetherball with him. And they play a terrible game of tetherball, but hey, it ends on a good note, y'all. That is all for this classic movie. Let me know what you guys thought about this video down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. It's your girl, Letty, and we'll be back quicker than you can say abracadabra.